Good afternoon, I'm Dwayne Carpenter. Joining me for this Coach's Corner is head football coach Denny Crehan. Coach Crehan, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Good seeing you again in the off season. So, a lot of big news going on around your football program. You filled out your staff for 2010. You hired a new offensive coordinator, Gary Goff. He comes from Princeton University. Could you talk a little bit about that hiring?
Absolutely. Well, you know, Luke Getsy, who was really a great guy and a great coach, accepted a position at Pitt. And so we knew about this way back in January. Luke didn't leave until February 15th, so we kind of went into high gear after Luke left to try to get the thing replaced. And originally I had been talking to just a couple of guys that had expressed interest in it that I knew were good candidates and would fit in well and all that. And one of them actually turned me down, and the other one wasn't ready to make a decision. And so I actually put an ad on Football Scoop. And the first day I put the ad on the internet site, there were 72 resumes in my email address, email box. So I printed all those out, took them home and looked at it, and came in the next morning. There were 93 more resumes the next morning. So we had over 160 applicants for this job. We were a great pool of candidates. And what I did was I took all the guys that had been quarterback coaches at the college level, offensive coordinators at the college level, guys who had called plays, and preferably even guys who had actually played the quarterback position in college themselves. Took all those guys and separated them from the group, and those were the guys that I had interest in. So I started to make phone calls to each one of them, and I explained what the job entailed and so forth, and came up with a list of about maybe 10 to 12 guys of whom we asked to come for interviews. And some of them turned me down. Some of them decided not to come. Some of them were from way far away. I had one guy from Snow College in Utah. I had a guy from JC in California. I had guys in Florida. I had guys in Louisiana, Mississippi. I had them from all over the country. But we ended up having guys come from Indiana, Illinois, New Jersey. I mean, from all over the place to interview for the position. But when Gary Goff got here, as soon as he started showing us his offense and his cut-ups and those kind of things, and something clicked right away with this guy. And, you know, he was a perfect fit for us. He has been an offensive coordinator at the Division 1A level at New Mexico State. He's coming from Princeton, which is a class program, and he's got lots of experience in a certain type of offense that really intrigues me. And so once we got Gary on campus, it was really a no-brainer, and that was going to be our guy.
Okay. Now, you said his offense is familiar to what Mike Leach used to run at Texas Tech, like a wide-open spread offense.
That's correct.
I know you're very excited that he's bringing that to Wesleyan.
Absolutely. We'll be running the same system that Texas Tech's been running.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, we'd like to, Gary's watching, we'd like to welcome to Wesleyan and the Buchanan community, and we wish him the best of luck.
Absolutely.
So he's already here on campus, and if you want to know more about Gary, check our website for the press release. It'll be up on Monday or Tuesday, or excuse me, Wednesday or Thursday. So as we film here on Wednesday. So, Coach, we'll get into your recruiting. You have 31, I believe, that you recruited thus far. Could you talk about how that's been going?
I think it's gone pretty well. You know, we did suffer a scholarship reduction this year, and so we didn't have a lot of scholarship money available for recruiting. So what I did was I said that unless the guy could be a major impact for us, I'm only going to take guys that are academic scholar winners too. And that way we can stretch our money out further and get a few extra kids, round out our recruiting class a little bit. I'm very happy with the scholarship athletes that we were able to sign. In addition to that, we've been able to sign a number of guys on financial aid packages that we think are really quality players as well. And you're right, we're about 31. We feel we have 40 or so firm commitments, and we have 31 guys that have actually returned the paperwork, and you know, so we can actually release their names. And we feel like we have a few more that are coming down the road too. So very happy with the class. The only thing that we really needed to be able to play next year that's not here right now is a kicker.
Right.
And we've actually gotten a couple of kickers, and one of them, or couple of them that we're very, very happy with. So you know, that's the one thing that we couldn't have gone out there and played. You know, we didn't have anybody. So that was actually the major #1 priority in the recruiting season. We did solve that issue. So.
And kicker, of course, trying to replace Derek Moore, who was an all-conference performer for you last year.
Correct. Not only was Derek the kicker, he was also the punter.
Right.
So I mean, we're kind of starting over again in terms of our specialists this year. So hopefully these guys come in and they really answer the bell.
Okay. How's your off season been going? going as far as weightlifting and other things like that?
I like our football team a lot. You know, we were very, very, very young last year. We had 73 true freshmen on our football team. The night we won our first game against Seton Hill, at the end of the game, we were up by like 12 points, and Seton Hill's making this mad effort to come back on us. And I looked out there on the field, and 6 of the front 7 that night, at the end of the game, trying to win that game, were true freshmen.
Right.
So I mean, we were just really young. When we took our lumps, we kind of knew we would. Because we weren't really big enough, strong enough, or physical enough yet to compete with the top level teams in this league. So the day after the football season ended, we went straight to work. The very next day, we took no time off. We started lifting weights. Coach Robert Hinton is our strength coach, and he has been a personal trainer for college athletes, pro athletes, high school athletes. Very, very well versed in all forms of strength and conditioning. So he's kind of run that show for us in the off season. Our kids have worked their tails off. They're in there every day. They're high-fiving each other. They're making noise. They're sweating. They're working. And then about 2-3 weeks ago, we started waking them up at 6 o'clock in the morning and having speed school too. We did that 2 times a week. So we've been running as well. And then next week on Monday, we start our spring conditioning workouts, which is very high intensity, and that takes us right into spring practice.
That's what I can see now. That starts on March 29th. Is that right?
Saturday, March 27th.
Okay, 27th.
Spring practice. Yeah. Correct. We're gonna start on Saturday and Sunday, when there are no classes and no academic commitments, so that we can have nice long meetings and nice long practices, and not be having kids rush off to go to class and so forth, and we can sort of get our program started a little bit without the the pressure of running to class right afterward and those kind of things.
And you said the practices were going to be held at Buchanan National High School, which has a turf field, which means you're not going to be in the mud and the snow and kind of the slop that we have right now on our fields.
On the weekends, we've asked for permission, and Ed McDaniels has been very gracious. He's been a great guy, a great friend to our program, and he's allowed us to go up there and practice on weekends. So that's what we'll do. During the week when we practice, we will go right here on our campus.
Okay. Well, Coach, I appreciate the update. There's a lot going on with the football program here. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think it's an exciting time. I think the addition of Gary Goff to our program is going to be really special for our offensive football team. And I think you're going to see a lot of points scored next year. And, if we can get our defense somewhere near where it needs to be, we're going to be an awfully improved football team next year. So it should be a lot of fun.
Okay.
All right.